This self-care nightly routine has changed my life. Now, I know typically videos like this are not a 40-something-year-old male, but hear me out because the techniques that I use with my nightly routine are ones that you have likely never heard before. So it's worth it for you to stay tuned, and I'll get to it. So my name is Dr. Jay Kavanaugh of thevibemindset.com. I help people dial in their mindset to be happier. That's simple. So let's get started. So I totally value the last 5 minutes before I go to sleep. Those 5 minutes to me, I create like a ceremony, right? So maybe ceremony is a big word, we call it routine, but I just like ceremony because it's like a ceremony to honor the day, to respect the fact that I had another day on this earth and I got some cool things done. I had some great experiences. So the way I do that is first, I start to try to get relaxed. So how do I do that? Well, I either read, and if I read, I try to read something that has some sort of personal growth value to me. Something like maybe a book from Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joseph Murphy. We've got Neville Goddard, all kinds of great books on personal growth, just so my brain isn't focused on maybe the stresses of the day or maybe like my to-do list the next day. It's more like planting some seeds of information into my mind for my mind to kind of marinate on throughout the evening as I'm sleeping. So that's one. And I don't have to read very long. I mean, as long as I read a page or two, that's fine. I don't kind of qualify that, oh, I've got to read a chapter. There's no stress about it. I just read. And sometimes if I don't feel like reading, I don't read. Like the beauty of it is it's my routine, it's my ceremony, it's my little process. So I get to choose. Another thing that's awesome is I just like to have some form of a drink. And I kind of look at it as a treat. Like, hey, you just read, you learned something good. I think about what I learned, how I can apply it. And then I'm like, a little reward is either like a nice chamomile tea or maybe like a water with lemon, whatever it is. Just one little drink to kind of be like, all right, cool. Here's like a little reward for you. Rewards don't have to be these big things, but they do increase the chance of that behavior being replicated and to become a habit. So that helps the routine kind of stick, if you will. And then simply after that, I always like to make sure my bed is clean and made nice because when I enter bed, at that point I say, okay, once I get into bed, pull the sheets over. At that point, lights are out. Oh, by the way, phone is not in my room. Phone is in the kitchen, which is 3 rooms to the right. It is not in my room. That is a huge thing. That doesn't sound like a big deal. And everyone says, oh, well, I don't want to miss a call. I don't want to miss a call. Everyone in your family will survive if you miss a call. I promise you that. It is one of the worst things that you can do is to have that phone in your room. So put that phone elsewhere. Huge, huge, huge. That for me, I don't know why, but for some odd reason, I've been sleeping a lot better. I don't know if it's the energy from the phone or if it's just straight up, maybe there's some notifications that are beeping and going off that are waking me up, but I'm not consciously aware of it. Either way, phone in another room. That's a must. Now, once I go back in and I put those sheets over me, I actually put my hand over my heart and I think about 3 experiences that I'm grateful for. So I'll think, and I like them to be small. These don't have to be game-changing experiences. I don't have to be enlightened. I don't have to have seen God or be, my special person, whatever you want to, however detailed you want to get with it. What I do want it to be is just something small, like an experience. And I think of 3 small experiences and even people that help them become an experience. And it's all about thanks. It's all about gratitude. So I thank them. Like I imagine, and it's almost like they're in front of me. I'm saying, hey, thank you. Or if there was a random person that gave me a compliment, like someone recently gave me a great compliment who I do not know. And I'd be like, all right, I would thank them. And so I feel like the combination that really works is the fact that you're honoring your day, you're learning one little thing that you can plant in your subconscious mind, but you're being grateful for the day. And what's interesting is when I do this routine, it sounds so simple, and it is. It's not that complicated. But what I find is I sleep better. And I feel like when your final emotion before you go to sleep, I feel like it marinates with you. I'm really big on the concept of things marinating with you. So I love the idea of not thinking of all the things I need to do the next day, but thinking about how great the things were that I did do today and being grateful for it, because gratitude is a receiving emotion. And I think that if you want to receive more things in your life, you want to receive abundance, you want to receive that special person in your life or whatever it is, I think you need to be in that emotion that aligns with that what you desire, which is a receiving emotion. emotion, which is basically gratitude. Gratitude is the perfect emotion, and giving thanks is the perfect way to enter into that emotional state. And as you drift off into sleep, I always like to make sure that there are no things that are lowering my vibe, or no stresses I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about something that went wrong. And if for some reason I am inclined and I can't get my mind away from something that went wrong throughout the day, I do a technique called revision. And a revision basically means, and I try not to do this if I can get away with it, but if there's something that is really bothering me, I go back and I revise the event. So what that means is, obviously, if it's bothering me, there was a negative outcome to it. Well, I imagine things going the way that I had wished they had gone, and I let that be my final thought before I go to sleep. And then I thank myself for coming up with that revision, and then I go back into that gratitude state. So that's what I do. And here's the key thing with all this. Not only do I sleep better, but one of the best parts is when I wake up in the morning, I feel alive, I feel energized. And also what's really, really cool, it's crazy, but I wake up in the morning and like for that first like maybe a minute, as long as I don't start thinking of the things I have to do, but I keep my eyes closed and I can tell I'm awakening, but I don't like wake up. I could keep my eyes closed, but I can tell I'm starting to wake up. I just kind of sit and relax, and you'd be surprised at how many pieces of information are like shared with me. It's almost like a download. And I've heard people use that term before, a download. I just feel like, like I'm writing a book right now, and I just feel like in the morning, it's like, oh, maybe you should do this. Or, hey, here's a great idea. It's almost like universal intelligence, God, source, whatever you want to call it, is like speaking to me. And it's not every time, and it's like, oh, here's a little gift for you. It's like, it's just amazing. And I'm telling you, if you try it, it's a great way to do it. So create a little ceremony. And one other thing too is, even if you want, you can take like an essential oil and, put it on your neck or somewhere where you can smell it. And sometimes that I like too, because it's like a nasal or olfactory kind of representation that, hey, now it's time to rest. Obviously breathing too and just taking in a deep breath is a nice thing. Today was a good day. So share your thoughts on this one. I would appreciate hearing them. And let me know if you try this. I want to know how it goes. I love feedback and love stories, so would love to hear yours. And once again, my name is Dr. Jay Kavanaugh. If you like what I said, obviously subscribe to the channel, share your thoughts, and check out our website, thevibemindset.com. And we got a book coming out soon too. So we also got 2 other videos if you want to check them out. So thank you so much for your time. I really do truly appreciate it. Thank you so much.